amazing.
I want you to talk about that perspective though, because I know part of making content, it's not only about what makes you feel good, but it's also about trying to appeal to the masses. So it's a very interesting perspective of like, hey, I'm going to create things I love. I'm going to try to think about you, but this also has to make me feel good. Do you think that's important as far as making viral content, which you have done multiple times?
It is important, and it also depends on what you're doing it for. What's your goal? Are you just trying to be a viral sensation just to get the numbers and get fame and fortune, or do you actually want to create something that is beneficial to you and can bring XYZ to the consumer?
Yeah.
So
what was your goal then?
So initially, I knew that in order for me to get to where I needed to get to, I needed to have that follower count. Mm-hmm. So initially, I tried to create content that it was me, but it was things that I knew would be better for other people. So it wasn't content that I would normally do. I don't want to say I felt uncomfortable doing it, but like, this isn't me. I'm just doing it to get the numbers. You know what I'm saying? So like people that would like go on Walmart and do those random pranks against people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like stupid stuff like
Everybody
that. Like
start laughing.
Like that content like that. It's hilarious, but like that's not me. Mm-hmm. That's not me. But I know that if there's a lot of successful people that have done that get those numbers. And it took me a minute to realize that. And I'm like, all right, I'm stressing myself out for this stuff. At the end of the day, let me just post what I want to post. And knowing how social media is now, there is an audience for everything. There's an audience for everybody. Mm-hmm. So I just have to find my audience and create the stuff that I want to create that also appeals to these people. And the fact that the content that I create is relatable content, that I know that somebody else can at least relate to it in some way.
So then, who do you like compare yourself to? Who do you inspire to be, if not just yourself?
So I don't want to say I compare myself to anybody, because, and I'm not the only person that does like corporate comedy, like short form corporate comedy, but there are a lot of people that have come before me that have influenced me to do this social media stuff. Like Desi Banks was one.
Hilarious. Shout out to him.
There's a guy called, that's a group, but it's a guy called Supreme Dreams.
Oh yeah.
He does a lot of LeBron James comedy and like anime stuff, and I think he's probably my favorite content creator.
The jokes.
Drewski is relatively new, but he's phenomenal.
This guy's hilarious.
Super duper funny.
Yeah.
King Botch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the first that
he was
I saw
on Vine.
On Vine.
Yeah, he was on.
And like I was like,
he ran Vine.
Oh man, he did that, and like now he's
Vine
on
should
TV
give him
and
equity.
movies.
He better have equity in Vine, even though they're not around no more.
He needs that.
They should just gave him the company after they went down. Like, you got it, man.
He was kind of like the blueprint to kind of like see like, oh man, you can do content like this, and then you can still transcend to TV and film, because like that's something that I'm focusing on this year. Is I'm still gonna do content on social media, but I want to move more so into TV and film. Yeah. Because that's really where I feel like I would have the most creative freedom to do, like, I have creative from here, but like I said, I could be a little bit more creative with TV and film and appeal to a bigger audience. And
let's stay on that. Like, what are you doing? I don't know if you got NDAs and stuff. Are you working with certain TV networks? Are you working with certain brands to get into that world of being on TV? I know you're from Detroit, BMF. Reach out.
Gang.
Reach out. Way to shoot a person.
Oh, you didn't hear that. You didn't hear that from me.
On TV, not in real life.
I plead the fifth.
So what brands are you working with out there? I'm pretty sure there got to be some networks asking you for content.
So I have a few friends over at BET, over at Paramount Pictures, and we are working on some TikToks for them, and I'm trying to help them with their social media channels. And I'm trying to build that relationship with them so that other opportunities arise. I was able to do a commercial with BET last year, BET and Burger King, for the Miss Pat show. Appreciate y'all. And that was kind of like my first foray into TV and film. Yeah. And I've done a couple of background roles and things like that. So BET, I would say right now is a brand that I'm working with closely to kind of step into that zone. And there's some other independent filmmakers and producers that I've kind of touched bases with on creating content. I just have to actually sit down because I have the ideas and I have them written down, but I have to make them more concise to be able to pitch to some. I can't pitch a show to you based off bullet points. You know what I'm saying? I got to have the script down. I have to have, if you want to ask extra questions, I have to know the complete story before I can pitch something to you. So that's something that I'm working on. Like I want to be behind the camera, but also in front of the camera as well. So that would be my primary focus for this year. In addition to taking more acting classes and improv classes, so I can be a little bit more of a well-rounded individual in the business. So
do you feel like there's a lot of opportunities for you to like audition and do these roles in Detroit, or do you feel like you have to branch out other places?
I'm not trying to put my city down. And I'm not saying that there are not opportunities in Detroit, but there are a lot more opportunities in other avenues. Chicago's the closest city to me. It's about 3 or 4 hours away.
That's not bad.
So I can commute there back and forth, no problem, and do what I need to do. But yeah, New York, Atlanta, and LA are where all the opportunities are, and that's just the way